Vic's defense is crazy. It's a lot of communication and it's tough on the brain, but once you get it, he puts guys in position to make plays. And during the course of the game, I'm like, damn, the ball is just not really coming to me. Like, just be patient, make the plays that come to you. And those were the ones that did. They were like back to back to back. But playing for Vic is a lot of fun.
What is up, Beau Allen, former Badger, former Eagles defensive lineman, joined by former Badger, current Eagles linebacker, all-pro Zack Baun. Zack, thanks for joining us, man.
I love the title. I love that title.
Well,
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you deserve all the accolades, man. I know you're a humble guy, Wisconsin's finest. You don't really gas yourself up, so that's why you come on the pod, baby. First team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, 151 tackles, 11 TFLs, 3.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 4 PBUs, and 1 interception. What the fuck, man? That's ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Right?
When you list it off like that, it's insane.
I mean, that's got to feel good hearing that, right?
Oh yeah. I'm mostly proud about the forced fumbles. That's hard to do.
That's really hard to do, man. What's the secret? Just punch the ball out? You're a ball hawk.
You would think it's not like TJ Watt where you see him punching at the ball all the time and his knuckles are all bloody and bruised up. I just get my head or my shoulder on the ball and it pops out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have an incredible knack for making a big play, and everyone in Philly knows that. But, dude, first things first, like, I was at the game last week, got to catch up with you after the divisional round. Huge win against the Rams. What an incredible atmosphere. Just talk to me about playing on the field. What was it like down there, man? All the snow, it was freezing cold. What was that experience like for you?
Dude, it was sick. Like seeing the fans in the snow, the link in the snow. It's like a video. It truly is like a video game. You always imagine it, but you don't. Rarely do you get the chance to play in that. And then for it to be coming down like it was just insane.
Yeah, dude, I saw a time lapse. Like, the Eagles social media posted a time lapse, and before the game, like, it was cold. There's a couple flakes, and then over the course of the game, it was completely covered. They had to bring the blowers out, to like clear off the yard lines. Like, it's such a different game, man.
I got a sick video after I recovered the fumble of me running to the end zone, and behind me and the boys was just the leaf blowers blowing off the snow in the middle of the field. It was so sweet.
That's fucking awesome. I'm from Minnesota, proud Badger. You see the Badger jersey in the background. I've never played in a snow game. Like, it's like my one biggest regret. So
they're rare. They're rare. Hard to come by.
And in the playoffs at the link at home, you fucking love to see it, man. So, dude, I got to give you some more love. Like, we talked about it after the game, but like, you had that series. It was a critical series in the game against the Rams where, like, you had a huge TFL, you had a huge pass deflection, and then you recovered a fumble, man. It's like, what is it about Vic's defense that puts you in these sort of positions to capitalize on these big plays?
Vic's defense is crazy. It's a lot of communication and it's tough on the brain, but once you get it, he puts guys in position to make plays. And during the course of the game, I'm like, damn, the ball is just not really coming to me. Like, just be patient, make the plays that come to you. And those were the ones that did. They were like back to back to back. But playing for Vic is a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, I've been watching him do it at a high level for so long, and like, I always thought I'd be a good fit in his scheme. It's hard though, because sometimes you end up in places where, like, you're I'm trying to think of the right way to put this. Like, like, as a nose guard, sometimes you're just grinding double teams and making one assisted tackle. But I feel like Vic's guys, like, you're blitzing a lot, you're getting a lot of good one-on-one opportunities. It seems to me, as somewhat of an outsider, that he really has a good understanding of his players' strengths and putting them in like good positions to kind of succeed and make plays. So what do you feel like your biggest strengths are as a player?
Yeah, coming to the Eagles, I didn't know if I was going to be outside linebacker on the ball or off the ball or what. But it's cool because Vic kind of implemented a way for me to do both. I'm on the ball some, I'm off the ball for the most part. I think just my versatility and being athletic and being able to do a lot of different things is my biggest strength. I got a lot better in coverage, which really helps me and helps Vic move me around and do a lot of different stuff.
4 PBUs and 1 interception, baby. I read that off
Yeah,
earlier.
let's
But you talked
go.
about your versatility. You were in New Orleans and Dennis Allen's scheme. I was in the Bucks. NFC South, and you were kind of more like an on the ball edge defender and things like that. Did that help you kind of like getting those reps in that system? Help you kind of become the player you are now in Philly?
Yeah, and I was a outside linebacker in college in a scheme
Right.
very similar to the one I'm running now. But
Yeah.
in New Orleans, I got a lot of off the ball linebacker experience, so I think that's what made Vic feel comfortable moving me off the ball and let me do this and believed in me to be able to do it. But yeah, I think just scheme is a big thing for a lot of guys. Like you said, like you could be a nose guard in a scheme that's just grinding double teams all day and not getting much, or you could be in a scheme where they're stunting you and moving you. Some people just prefer a certain scheme and it plays well into their attributes.
I got to tell you, man, like the fact that like the longer you spend in a defensive system, like every football player knows this, the more you're in a system, the more comfortable you get in it. So the fact that you came into Philly in this new team, new organization, I remember talking to you this summer, it was a whole new thing, but you came right in and you were just so impactful from day one. And that's hard, man. Like how long did it take for you to feel good or like to get in this scheme and just be like, oh yeah, we fucking got something here? Like, was there a moment for you?
Man, it because even during training camp, it was like, man, I don't know what this defense is going to be. Like, do we got this? Like, do we have the right pieces? We have dogs like Jalen Carter, Josh Sweat,
Dog.
me, N'Kobe, Reed,
Yeah.
Coop, Quinyon, Slay. I mean, we got dogs, but like, is this the right fit for this style that we want to play? And it wasn't until like the bye week. We had a week 5 bye week, and we were 2-2 going into the bye. We were like, man, I think that's when it would just like click for us. Like, let's really grind at this and understand what Vic wants us to do. And from there, we had like 10, 11 straight wins, and we were off.
And now you're, preparing for the NFC Championship, man. It's crazy. I'm glad that you brought up some of those defensive teammates, man, because those guys are so fun to watch. Like as a D lineman, watching Jalen Carter, I watch him and I'm like, God damn, I wish I had that. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't a rush guy. Like I didn't have that kind of fucking juice and that hump move. Like, how fun is it as a linebacker to play behind some of those guys in the front seven?
Oh, it's amazing. Him, JD, Milton Williams,
Yeah.
Dawgs. Like, we're subbing guys out, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy they're bringing in?" Like, just a fresh, same dude just going in there. But I love that they had the ability to just like slip a block or like go out of their gap and make a play. And we just like put our hands up, like, "Yo, do what you're gonna do. We'll make you right behind you, and just make a play."
Yeah, speaking of making a play, man, and Jalen Carter, like that sack at the end of the game, and then that pressure, on that final drive by Matthew Stafford and the Rams, that's about as clutch
Did
as it gets, brother.
did you have you had a chance to see like actually what he did
So I watched it.
on
It looked to
those?
me, I was up in the in the crowd like a fucking regular Joe watching, but it looked to me like he kind of made it seem like he was angling across the center's face and then countered back, and then the guard was kind of pushing out to protect that B gap. Is that, I mean,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that
He pretty much faked the pick stunt with the center because he's getting the slides, he's getting the double teams.
right?
So once in a while we'll pick the center so JC can wrap around. But he faked like the pick was coming, and the guard snapped his eyes out, and he was
Right.
just
It's like a
boom.
coffee house. You know what I mean?
Oh my god,
Dude, to
the
have that
dude's
kind of,
smart too.
yeah, I mean,
The
that's such
dude
a
is
good
very
feel
smart.
for a young player. I mean, he's got it all, man. He's got like the it factor, he's got like that shittiness to him, like in a great way. Like he's got that
Yeah.
dog, and then he's got, that feel in the pass rush game that I'm so impressed with because your boy was on the bench on third down. But I mean, it's so fun to watch you guys on defense, man. And then tell me a little bit about, I don't know these young guys. I don't really know Quinyon too much. And then Cooper, like watching them has been really cool. Just kind of like the way they've evolved over the course of the season. Like, what are they like as people though? Cause I don't know them at all.
just cool dudes. Like you when you think of a rookie, you think they come in all nervous and like shy and don't really want to like step out of bounds or say something wrong. These guys don't care. They're not. They're in my mind. They're like second, third year guys who understand the system. They're super smart. I mean, Coop in the slot is just unreal. He's always in the right position, and then Quinyon can lock any wide receiver up. It doesn't matter. They got that confidence
Yeah.
that you want to see.
Well, I mean, they've kind of earned the right to be confident, man. And I see them, along with that confidence, like they're kind of out there talking shit too. As young players who are playing well, I mean, that's a swag. There's
They're
like a swag to them that I like.
Yeah, they're not backing down from anyone. That's for sure.
You feel like you guys kind of on defense, like just all the personalities, everyone's playing well. You feel like you guys feed off that energy from each other.
Yeah, the thing about this defense is it's so unselfish. Like I want to make a play just as bad as Sweat wants me to make a play or Nolan wants me to make a play, and I'm just as happy for those guys when they do because in the league you see guys that are like maybe in their later years just kind of chasing sacks or just want their picks or kind of go out of the realm of the scheme to do something for themselves. This ain't that. Like
Yeah.
everyone's in it just for one cause, one reason.
Well, speaking of, man, I saw Nolan come out with the jersey, come out of the tunnel with N'Kobe's jersey. Like you can tell that you guys are really tight knit group that really care about each other.
Yeah, Coach Nick Sirianni's biggest thing is connecting, just connecting in the locker room, connecting in the cafeteria. Like it's really working. It's working.
Hey man, I can tell you. I can tell you guys are tight, and I feel like when you have that close bond, you know what I mean. Like, it just elevates your team because you guys like exactly what you just said. You're all doing it for each other. I want to look ahead a little bit to the NFC Championship game. Uh, so fucking fun, man. I was fortunate enough to play in the NFC Championship game against the Vikings at the Link, and I gotta tell you, man, it was probably the
Mm.
loudest atmosphere of a football game that I've ever been a part of. And I have to imagine that like this upcoming game against in division rival, the Commanders, is going to be even louder. How excited are you to just to like kind of enjoy that moment, feel that vibe, and play in that fucking huge game?
Like you said, it's a vibe. In the link, it's a complete vibe. The fans
Yeah,
are into it. The people are rowdy. Like everything's on the line. It's what you want in a professional football game.
dude. I know. Like, had you played at the Link before when you were in like New Orleans or anything?
I did, and I remember driving the buses in. You see the fans like they're like throwing stuff at the bus, like shouting, yelling at you, flipping you off.
Yeah.
And it's a shitty place to play as an opposing team for sure.
But now that you're on the other side of it, how do you feel?
Hey, it's the best place to play.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even for me coming back and as like a fucking washed up former player, like I was a backup nose guard. I got to be the most popular backup nose guard in the history of Philly sports, man. Like they are so awesome, man. And then the city itself is really cool too. You feel like you've gotten the chance to kind of go out and figure out the city and kind of get acclimated with everything.
Yeah, we chose to live right in the city just for that reason.
Yeah.
I want to feel like what this city's about, like why people love it here so much, and now I get it.
A little different from Wisconsin, huh?
A lot different from Wisconsin.
um, I do want to ask you about. I mean, I'm a proud Badger, dude. I know you are too. We talked about this a little bit, but there are some absolute fucking madmen, especially linebackers from Wisconsin that are playing in the NFL, having great years. Let me list some of them off: Andrew Van Ginkel, dog; T.J. Watt,
Dog.
dog; Leo Chanel, dog. Who like? How fun is it? Like, you guys have to have like a Badger linebacker group chat, right? Like, come on,
No, we don't, but
get that
we
going,
should,
man.
shouldn't we? We should.
Yeah.
We definitely need that. But a lot of us trained together in back in Wisconsin.
Is that at like next level with Brad Arnett?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that it? I've trained there too, man. That's a good spot. Are there any like I'm kind of like when I was a player, like especially going to a new scheme, like I try to pull up clips of like a nose guard who was successful in that scheme, kind of like emulate him, steal some of his moves, like figure out the techniques he was using, the way he was doing things. Is there anyone like that you've kind of modeled your game after?
Um, well, Vic skiing. Vic was in Miami
Mhm.
just recently. Um, David Long, he was playing my position there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang. Like, I never really watched David Long before, but this dude's a dog. He's getting after it. And then he was also with Chicago with Roquan and Dawg.
Yeah, Roquan is a fucking animal.
The things he can do on the football field is just outrageous. And
Yeah.
he's so smart. He understands what's coming. So those two guys are kind of like in this scheme, the guys who I try to emulate.
Gotcha. I want to look ahead again to the Commanders a little bit, not trying to get any bulletin board material or anything like that. But to me, it seems like this is a little bit of a different Commanders team than the team that you faced during the regular season. Do you feel that way at all?
Yeah, they're playing really good football right now. The quarterback, it all runs through the quarterback. He's playing confident, making all the throws. They got some receivers that are starting to come to life now. Zach Ertz, McLaurin, a lot of weapons that they're capitalizing right now. They're really confident.
Yeah, it seems like Cliff has that offense rolling a little bit, but I'm rolling with the Eagles, baby. Come on.
Come on, man.
Zack Baun, All-Pro, Wisconsin Badger, stud linebacker for the Eagles. I'm going to say it one more time, Zach, just so everyone at home understands how ridiculous your stats are this year. 151 tackles, 11 TFLs, 3.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 5, 4 PBUs, and a pick. First team All-Pro and a Pro Bowler. Dude, I'm stoked for you, man. You've been playing unbelievably, and you're a great fucking guy.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming on, man. Go Birds. Let me get a go Birds.
Go Birds, baby.
Hell yeah.
Come on, man.